I can remember as a child visiting my grandmother in New Orleans, the Catholic side of my family, and in every room, every bedroom, hanging above the bed was a crucifix, and behind the crucifix was a palm from Palm Sunday. And that is an ancient tradition among Catholic families. You don't have to do it, it's a sacramental, right? But it's a beautiful tradition of reminding people how the proximity between Hosanna to the King and crucify Him. How fickle a human person can be because of original sin. How one minute we are all for Jesus, right? And the next minute, crucify Him. Which is why the church has the dramatization today. It makes it kind of real, doesn't it? When the whole crowd says, crucify Him. It just reminds us that we want to be faithful to Jesus. And the word I want to send you home with, when I say word, I mean just a little short phrase that after Jesus was arrested, we just read the gospel, it says, Peter followed Jesus from a distance. Now, we all know what Peter just did. We just read it. Before the cock crows twice, you will deny that you know me. He denied Jesus, whom he had swore he would not deny or betray. And yet he did, because he was following Jesus from a distance. And so we want to follow Jesus not from a distance, but we want to have a very close relationship with Him. And we do that. That's what I think this great day on Palm Sunday, the beginning of Holy Week, really begins, is that our relationship with Christ. Now, when I used to teach my students, when I was pastor at Blessed Sacrament, I would teach my students at Blessed Sacrament School. I would draw a picture of a freight train. I'm not a very good artist, but I would draw a picture of a freight train, and it had two tracks. I called it the faith train. And I would say to the students, there's two tracks that the train of faith runs, and either one of them is missing or both. The faith train's not going to move. And what are those two tracks? One of them is daily prayer. Every Christian, this is what we do. We talk to Jesus. We listen to Him. We tell Him we love Him. We read His Word. So every day we have a prayer time where we're talking to the Lord, trying to develop that personal relationship. Okay? The second track is coming to Mass on Sunday. Not only because it's a commandment of God, it's right and just, but it's also because when we come to Mass on Sunday, we're fed with His Word, we're fed with the Eucharist, we're fed with that gospel we just read, with the music. All of those things elevate our hearts, don't they? And then, of course, we receive the sacraments. And so if I say to the kids, if you just keep those two tracks nailed down, on Palm Sunday, we talk about the nails, in your life, your faith will continue to move. I didn't say you become a saint, because this is the minimum, right? But it keeps the train moving down the track. Are you with me? Because it's so easy for us with original sin. Again, Romans 7:15, St. Paul says, why do I do that which I do not wish to do? We've all said that. Because of original sin. It's so easy to move so quickly from Hosanna to the King to crucify Him. We want to be faithful. And to be faithful, we have to follow Jesus closely, not from a distance. So I hope you'll be able to come this week and celebrate the Holy Week celebrations. It's the holiest week in the church's year. Today it starts. The whole week is Holy Week, right? But Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are the most important days. That information is in the bulletin. The Holy Thursday Mass of the Lord's Supper. After the washing of the feet, like Jesus, the Eucharistic procession out the door of the church, and we have a little altar in the meeting room. And then we invite people to stay for an hour. We just read that. Could you not stay awake and watch with me for 1 hour, my time of need? So we invite people to pray for an hour, as long as you can stay, to be with the Lord. Good Friday is the only day in the church's year no Mass is celebrated anywhere in the world. No Mass is permitted. And when you walk into the church on Good Friday, the tabernacle's wide open, it's empty, there are no candles, there are no cloths. The church is just like barren, to give us that feeling of what it's like to lose Jesus. And on Good Friday, we'll have opportunity for confessions and Stations of the Cross at noon. And then again back at 6 o'clock, the service of the Lord's Passion. We'll read the Gospel again, a different account have the chance to venerate the Holy Cross, and then receive Holy Communion. So notice, even though there's no Mass, we still don't deprive God's people of the Eucharist. From the tabernacle, consecrated Thursday night, we then give the people of God Holy Communion. And then on Holy Saturday, the church waits by the tomb. And the first Easter celebration permitted is after dark, 8 o'clock at night. And that is when the Easter season begins, that Christ has risen from the dead. So I hope you have a wonderful Holy Week, and I hope you'll be able to join us for especially the Sacred Triduum.